Right, hopefully we get some people on, so I'm going to stream a bit of the story today, even though some of you will already know this. Alright, Bub. And then we might go, if we get bored of the story, to the no return mode.
You sure you don't want to do this when the sun's out? And it's warmer?
No. Can't wait.
And you don't want to just tell me?
You need to see it.
Alright, I've got a coffee, so I need to try and hope to, today not forget that I've got a coffee after it's cooled down a bit and then actually drink it, rather than letting it go cold as usual. Right, Rich, so for the people who don't know The Last of Us 2, I've done a couple of the little sort of tutorial opening bits, but I've not done too much of it so far. Also, because earlier on I was messing about with the graphics settings, playing for a bit, seeing if I liked how I had the graphics settings and then changing them a bit.
I can see Manny's hometown.
Bit of screen tear in there. Should be capped at 60 FPS though, so that shouldn't be an issue. But,
Probably not.
yeah, I changed the upscaling mode because I had it on standard NVIDIA DLSS, but then I was getting some horrible, like, weird focus stuff it does around their hair, which I didn't like. So I changed it to another mode, and we'll see how that looks on today's stream. But, yeah, the problem was with the NVIDIA one, is when there's, like, somebody's hair, for example.
You stop being weird, you're freaking me out.
I'm not being weird.
It is, I don't know, this mode's a bit screen teary, I'm not sure, it's kind of hard to... Don't know if it's motion blur, it's how it's doing those predictive frames, I think. Then that is just screen tearing. But the game should be fixed at 60 FPS. 1 second. This is just an annoying graphical sort of thing. Now, can I change the frame rate in one of these? Yeah, I can. Good. Frame rate cap. Let's put that down to 58.
I've had my fill. Thank you.
And I'm going to see if that improves it. It does look a little bit better. But again, I might have to try it.
I warned you.
You did it on purpose. Your ego.
Give yourself a good runway.
Be alright, Rich, anyway.
Ouch.
We can't all be as graceful as you.
Clearly.
What is that?
You'll be fine.
It's too high.
Come on.
Shit.
Hey. Eyes on me. Abby. Stop looking down.
Owen, do we have to go back this way?
Consider it an opportunity to work on your fears.
How about I work my foot up your ass?
Oh, kinky.
Stop flirting.
Yeah. Yeah, I've got some stuff coming today, Rich. What I should have that will be good for next time I'm streaming is I've ordered a custom stand for this microphone. And it's one where I should be able to get it like the optimum distance to my mouth. But still, be able to use all the keyboard on it.
We made it.
Because the desk stand's alright. But like I said, the arm stand wasn't very good because the bit that clamped it onto the desk snapped off yesterday when I tried to bend it at, like, not even put it much under force, but, had to at one angle and, putting pressure on the arm to get it where I wanted it. So what I'm going to do is salvage some of the components from the arm. Alright, Rajiv?
To an outpost over there.
And then move, like I said, and this one's one of those good flexi arm type ones, because my desk lamp's like that, and some of the other things, where it's like lots of those little ball bearing kind of joints, or whatever it is, in like a plastic tube kind of thing, one of those sort of joints.
Okay.
So it means I should be able to get it the exact, distance I want it, the mic, rather than actually having to rely on, like one of those fixed arms, where it's either slightly too far or slightly too close.
Maybe find a way to lure him out.
Yeah, okay. I'm sure they'll be happy to offer that information up.
Well, then we make them.
You hear yourself?
Okay, what do you want to do? What is going on with you?
Mel's pregnant.
Oh. Okay.
It's not just that, though.
Should I say congrats?
When everyone else sees this, they're gonna want to turn back.
We can convince him, right?
Yeah, exactly, Rajiv. The because the models and textures are really good, and like the face syncs.
I won't.
Again, it's like when I play Red Dead Redemption 2, I still think that looks better than a hell of a lot of modern games, and just in terms of like lighting and overall quality. Ah, you've got a hoarding collection like me, Rich. Yeah.
See you back at the lodge.
But yeah, like I said, I won't do it on this stream today, but like I said, I'm gonna have to keep playing with whichever the like upscale anti-aliasing mode is I'm using, and find one where
Fuck.
you know, like I said, I like the way the visuals run, because the only problem with, like I said, this upscaling I've done now, it's fixed the weird blurry shit on their hair they have with DLAA from DLSS, but this one has kind of like a screen tearing thing. I don't know if it is screen tearing, but you know, like one of those things where it just kind of looks a bit off, if that makes sense. Don't know what a good way of explaining it is. But it's just like when I'm seeing the game in motion, it wasn't doing this with DLSS, so I guess that's the problem with whatever this upscaling method is that it's done a bit more of like a weird, you know, a bit more of like a weird sort of, was lens flare on? Can I turn that off? Because, again, lens flare is something I don't like in games. Lens flare and motion blur are two things I absolutely hate in games. Just because, you know, naturally you never have that sort of stuff, and it just sometimes gives me, like, depth of field. Okay, let's actually turn depth of field off. That would fix a lot of the issues I've been having with stuff. Depth of field is, like, where stuff looks blurry in the distance or whatever, and, so where was that? Because there's so many options. Alright, depth of field. Let's turn that off. Well, depth of field completely off, because, again, depth of field is one of those things I think makes games just look worse for the most part. I've seen very few games where it's done well. Motion blur quality, I want off. Okay, that had turned itself back on. Lens flare, off. Okay. Right, that should make the game look a lot nicer to me now. At least to my own eyes. Oh, still did that again. Because I think some of the issues I might have been having is just motion blur, where it turned it. No, I've still got a bit of that screen tearing kind of thing, but I don't know exactly what's. Am I still fucking that up? Yeah, one of the things I have got on Rajiv that a lot of people don't like, but I quite like, is I've got the sharpness. She still keeps fucking it up. I don't know why. I've never had an issue with this before. I suppose I've never played this on PC before, but there we go. Yeah, is I have sharpness. As long as it doesn't get to the point it looks like something that's insanely film grainy. I think sharpness just makes like edges and distances look quite nice and everything. Jackson at a distance definitely looks better here, even though I think that's like a skybox kind of texture thing, than it did during the prologue. Because when I was doing the... Well, I know we're still in the prologue, but the first bit with Joel and Tommy, that looked really off to me, the lighting there. And I think, again, that's something I've fixed now, the graphical settings. Because that's the thing, I suppose, when you play a game like this on console, everything's fully optimised to get the best frame rate with, you know, as good as they can make it look. Whereas, you know, the issue is with a load of games is obviously when you're running them on PC, is sometimes you'll get the setting that either like runs well but then looks weird, or like looks weird, you know, because you've turned the setting on that's almost too high for how they wanted it run.
You alive?
Yeah, it depends. It depends on the thing, though, Rajiv, because there's definitely some things where I find turning the sharpness up too high, you know, ends up looking bad, kind of thing. But this isn't one of them. You know, but in some games, I agree, sharpness can look way too high. What was the bear trap? What, the log thing he hit, or the little rock? I know there's a bit coming up in a minute where I actually have to run away from them, that, you know, like, where you can't actually just, you know, keep killing them, but I don't think I'm at that bit yet. Yeah, speaking of, I've bought the soundtrack to this, Rajiv, but I think, annoyingly, it's one of those soundtracks, like I might have been saying to people the other day, where because there's so much ambient music, I reckon a lot of the good music isn't going to be on the soundtrack, because it's obviously compressed into less than 80 minutes to fit on a CD. And I was having a look online, I couldn't even find like a digital version with like more of the ambient music in, which is really annoying.
How do I get out of here?
So I bet there's a lot of music I like from playing this, and like the Left Behind, not Left Behind, I keep doing that as well, No Return mode, from the, you know, like No Return mode, where you get a lot of the combat ambience music constantly playing that is just not going to be on the soundtrack, and I'm going to be disappointed. Yeah, good, thank you, Hype. What I've ordered that's coming later, but it wasn't coming before I did the stream today, so I've not got it now, is I've ordered another like custom desk mount for the what do you call it, this microphone, the Boya one, the K9. And it's one that's like one of those flexi arm kind of ball bearing ones, if you know what I mean, like my desk lamp's using that, and like I've got a phone holder that does that. I'm hoping that way I can get it as close, you know, into the optimum position as possible without it being annoying.
Where's that lookout?
Yeah, what I don't get is if it's the people that have taken down the thing, like, you know, if it's like Naughty Dog or whoever the publisher is that's taken them down, why don't they fucking sell it if that's the case? Because I really hate that with things when you get a case of, you know, like a publisher or whatever, like taking content down because of copyright, but then they don't actually sell the thing that they're taking down. So they're basically just trying to purge people from having access to it, if that makes sense. Because there's been loads of, like, soundtrack studios and that have done that sort of thing, where there's some quite good music in a film or a game or whatever, but then they just simply don't ever release those tracks. So, because again, I was actually looking on Pirate Bay and quite a few other places to see if somebody had done like an extended game rip of the soundtrack like people do with other soundtracks, and I don't think they have. Like I said, I found a couple on YouTube, like you said, of like 30 minutes of combat ambient music from this and all that sort of stuff. But
Okay. It's gotta be close.
oh, I hope you get better from that soon, but yeah, that doesn't sound fun. Like I said, my hay fever's been a bit bad this week, but other than that, I've been alright. But, you know, I've been getting, like, the scratchy throat, sort of itchy eyes sort of thing, even on antihistamines. But, yeah, the good thing is at least where, yeah, good, so you're going to be patient zero or something like this then, aren't you? But yeah, the good thing is at least where I work now the weather's finally starting to get consistently warmer, I shouldn't be getting infected from work as often because they actually open all of like the doors and the windows, you know, at work to let the hot air out. Whereas when you're in the winter, they've just got all the windows closed with the air fucking recirculating, which I absolutely hate. Because every single, you know, like couple of weeks when we have, you know, when we're in that sort of mode, we get the, you know, I always pick up some sort of germ because my immune system isn't good and there's basically no escaping germs if they're blowing around you, you know, like 8 hours a day when you're at work. You're just going to pick them up. So, yeah, I'm hoping now at least that the weather's getting warmer, that because they're going to be opening, like, all the outdoor areas of where I work and all of, like, you know, the skylights and things like that, that I'm just not going to, keep getting infections, because generally in the summer I'm fine, unless something just really nasty goes around, like a really proper, you know, infectious bug. And then, you know, the winter is where it becomes suffering, where every couple of weeks, you know, I end up just catching something. I haven't got a brick yet to use. One thing I am going to change in the options in a second, though, now you've mentioned it, Rajiv, where you're on about the combat, is, I don't know, is it an accessibility? I want the one where, rather than bashing F, I just have to hold, like, F, because what annoys me in this is sometimes you have to hold a key, sometimes you have to bash a key in a story, and I want it just so I can hold it for both, so I don't do the wrong one during the thing. Combat accessibility. Oh, motion sickness. Let's turn camera shake off, because again, a bit like motion blur, that's something I just don't see the point of having it. Oh, I can turn field of view up. Yeah, I'll do that in the single player, just because it makes games. You can generally see stuff you can't always see. But is there a way I can just... Ah, here we go. Repeated button presses, hold. Yeah, melee combos. I'll just put them all on hold. I'll have to get used to that again now, but... Right, Nick. Right, hope the horse is alright. See you, Rich. There we go. Oh, so nice. Yeah, nice. Wider POV. Where'd that guy go? Oh, I suppose it's, yeah, meant to be demonstrating listening mode to me, isn't it? Because it's like a forced tutorial section, so, yeah. Which is one of the things, again, in a lot of the game, I don't bother using the listen mode and whatever. I just sort of do it naturally, because it's cheating. It's X-ray vision. X-ray vision. So I'm assuming there's eventually going to be mods for this, so you can have like either a nude Abby or like Abby in some skimpy sort of outfit. When she does those choke holds, it looks really funny. Because seeing as this is on PC now, we know what all sorts of degeneracy is going to be being made out of this, which is great in my opinion. But... I think this is the bit coming up, isn't it, where they eventually just get alerted to you and you have to run because an infinite amount keeps spawning. Because I know with the Resident Evil PC releases, the fucking amount of weird mods for those is quite amazing. The annoying thing about picking up any spare ammo and all that as Abby in this section is I don't think any of that carries over to when you play Abby in the main bit of the story later on. So it's one of those bits that, you know, like as soon as you get to Seattle it makes sense to... I think, yeah, this is where, yeah, they always get alerted because that one just basically spawns to come around the corner.
Please let
Where is it? Some more. I'm sure there's a bit coming up where like an infinite amount spawned, because that's why Joel rescues her.
Horse tracks. Where's the patrol?
I did see somebody's already done a mod where every scene you play as Ellie has been replaced by Joel. I don't know if you can replace every scene with Abby with Joel, but that's already going to make some of the scenes really fucking weird. Again, some of these after I've played the story through again properly, I'm kind of tempted to play about with those mods, assuming I can uninstall them easily enough just to see how fucking weird they are. I mean, if I can replace Dana with another NPC, then we could have like the Joel and Tommy incest mod or some shit like that. Where does the where does the fun end with PC modding
Right behind you.
on single player games?
Do you miss being with him?
With Jesse? No.
Been together for so long.
Look, Jesse's great. I love his parents. They will always be family, but we were just on autopilot.
Hey, how come we never talked about this stuff?
I don't know. It didn't feel... You never really talked to me about Kat.
Yeah, 'cause there isn't much to talk about.
Yow.
I got the impression that you didn't really like her.
I don't care about her one way or the other.
Okay.
No, I think she's a talented artist. I've grown to like that tattoo of yours.
Well, that's so big of you.
And I think she wasn't right for you.
Interesting.
Shut up.
Okay.
So what I want to know is, do we all reckon Druckmann is a massive pervert and this entire thing is like his fetish? As a bloke, I'm kind of inclined to think that whenever I see creative writing weird sex stuff in it.
Hey.
Like, again, I don't actually think this game is woke by, you know, like how people go, oh, that's woke, because, you know, you can have gays and lesbians in the game. I don't really care. This is actually a good game. But I just always wonder with stuff like that, is it's like, is this what gets the writer off? It's like that whole thing of Red Letter Media and a load of other stuff of, you know, like the writer's thinly disguised fetish or whatever. Of like, did somebody create this medium just because it was what really got them off? Yeah, it's because they were having lesbo talk, Rajiv, and now I was bringing up, do we think this is what Druckmann really gets off on, and this is why he's written the games this way? Like I said, I'm not calling these games woke or anything, like I said, it's just I'm now going to the point of maybe he just really enjoys this kind of stuff.
What do you think of this view, huh?
You also missed a talk, Rajiv, of, because there's mods already coming out for this, I was on about replacing, there's one that replaces Ellie with with Joel, and I was wondering, is somebody going to make one that replaces Dana with, Tommy, so there's like an incest kind of a brother mod for the entire game. I mean, I suppose using AI, they could fucking redub all the lines if they wanted to, couldn't they? Like I was going to say, because it was going to be very weird with like the thing, working mirrors. I know I always bring this up, but still.
Right. Ah, Eugene. Man, he was funny.
Oh, the breath doesn't come out in the mirror, so that's one thing Naughty Dog missed there.
And electronics and stuff. May we all be that sharp at 73.
May we all make it to 73.
So yeah, I wonder if does this game have actual functioning mirrors? I think it does, because a lot of the water's properly reflective. Because I was going to say, a lot of old games used to do like really cool techniques to have what appeared to be a functioning mirror. But you know, like where you'd make a duplicate room outside it, where you'd have like a mirrored version of your character do stuff regarding the thing. But I think this probably has proper reflective surfaces. It's just they probably can't do too many mirrors because it'd be too render intensive. And again, you always get those weird things where stuff doesn't quite... see, like, if I put her this way and then go into photo mode... yeah, she is that way on the mirror, so it's not like it's just reacting to... where your camera currently is, because in some games you can break mirrors by going into the console, moving the camera from your character's perspective and noticing that the mirror is not actually reflecting what's then going on in the scene. Yeah, there was a comment, I sent this to Hype earlier, I don't know if he's seen this, I'm going to have a look, which, I was saying I can't tell if this is somebody, like, rage baiting, or if it was, like, you know, with how America is nowadays, sorry any Americans watching, of are Americans that stupid, but to read out the quote, it was, why can't you shoot at the Hebrew Bible in the mosque, was a comment, and again, like I said, I don't know if that is fucking rage bait, or, like, you know, rage bait that doesn't even work, or if it's somebody being that stupid. Hebrew Bible in the mosque. So,
Sign us in.
yeah, Hebrew Bible in the mosque.
What was this place?
It used to be a radio tower.
Again, like I've said before in games like this, it already annoys me that there's drawers you can't pull open, because it's like, oh, we're scavenging for shit, but I'm not going to bother looking through all of the drawers. I'm just going to look through some of the drawers. For all they know, there was some,
Yeah,
like, really fucking useful
jeans.
stuff in there.
It's mine. He gave it to me.
Hey, do you have any on you, actually?
Oh, I wish. Eugene always had some on him.
But yeah, no, Rajiv, it was like where there was somebody posting on a forum about this, where people are complaining like, oh, this game is boring and all that sort of stuff, this game is so woke, and somebody was on about the Hebrew Bible in the mosque, where I'm assuming it's somebody who's not played the game, and they know there's a bit where you can go into a synagogue or whatever, and Dana or whatever makes a comment about the Torah, and so it's, oh, Hebrew Bible in the mosque, but again, I don't know if that's because the person's stupid or they're trying to rage bait and they've not actually played it.
Town up ahead's our last stop. Take a look.
There's the town.
Well, is this a game I'm missing out on? I've not been following anything about recent games.
Ah, there's a ski lodge. That's the one on Tommy.
This always reminds me of that bit in Where Eagles Dare where they're panning the camera around, and again I can't put the music on because I get a copyright strike, but I could hum it, I suppose. The dun 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 dun, when they're like watching the German patrols. But I might have to rewatch Where Eagles Dare. I fucking love that film. Yeah, it probably is hype. Like I said, it's just getting to the point now with America that because of what's going on with America, it's getting so hard to tell what is actually like rage bait and trolling and what is actually people's like intellectual level sinking so low.
Question. Were you wearing those same clothes yesterday?
They're clean.
No judgment.
It's patrol.
Yeah, like I said, I suppose you're right. It's like when somebody would actually use something partially correct in, yeah.
Thank you.
This is like, but yeah, there was a comment I saw on a video this morning when a British journalist was talking about the possibility of insider trading, though, to do with like all the Trump stuff going on. Because again, if he's not just so fucking stupid, which I wouldn't rule it past him, I think this entire thing is just a big insider trading scam. But where the journalist was bringing up, they were like, and this is why Britain is not our ally, and Britain deserves 200% tariffs, or even suggesting this. Oh, you've made me think now, Rajiv. Where Eagles Dare, I want to see if somebody's finally done a good digital upload of the soundtrack. Because that was one of those soundtracks that was obviously released on CD and vinyl at one point. You know, like very limited, like physical edition, so I've never even been able to find a physical copy on eBay or wherever else.
Oh,
And it's...
old age.
it's one of those things where, like, I really like the soundtrack, and I know people have uploaded it to YouTube, but the quality isn't great. But I'm wondering if somewhere now there's like an actual proper, like a proper digital download of it.
Hypothermia from wearing canvas sneakers in the snow.
I am wearing boots today. You know how you're gonna die?
Ooh, let me guess. You're gonna kill me?
British aluminum.
Your punchline?
No. Maybe. Fuck you.
I wondered actually, saying about aluminium, I did wonder if it was a thing where only we called it that, but when I looked it up, it's apparently the rest of the world calls it aluminium, and it's just America that calls it aluminum. Like, I didn't know if it was actually one of those things where we just have a weird word for it, because there is some of those where, you know, like, something is translated into English and we decide to be extra special and give it a longer word or a different sounding word.
Hey, should we check these houses out?
Seems
Ah,
quiet, but
a good old
yeah,
downfall.
they still got supplies.
The amazing pencil for everything. Yeah, Bruno Gantz, whatever he was called, the guy who played Hitler in that, died a few years ago, but it's a very good film, Downfall.
Just another evacuated neighborhood.
I did recently watch the Anthony Hopkins, like, much older equivalent of it, and it is nowhere near as good. It's not a bad film by any means, it's just that, you know, like, once you've seen a film as good as Downfall, like, any of the other Hitler bunker ones are nowhere near as good.
I was thinking of inviting Joel to watch a movie.
Dear Santa, I'm going to read it in a Jerry Jackson voice. Dear Santa, was a good boy this year. Can I please have a big dog? I want it to keep my daddy safe while he goes hunting for food. It could also help protect our house from the monster. It could also keep me company when my daddy closes himself in the bedroom. Here's what she should look like. That looks like my dog, Ben. Can you also get me a gun? I think it was stronger. Your daddy. If I was stronger, my daddy would be happier. Thank you very much, Eric. He wants a gun and a dog that looks slightly Lovecraftian. That is cute.
What's Joel into?
When he says his daddy locks himself in his bedroom, is that like his dad is like crying himself to sleep, or is it his dad is whacking himself off? I don't actually know. I don't actually know what it means by that letter.
I actually really like them too. What about you? What are you doing later?
Some people were talking about sneaking out. Going sledding.
That sounds fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, as I said, Rajiv, if I can find one of those videos of all the tracks, I will download it. But yeah. Okay, if my CD has the entire soundtrack, it's just shorter version of tracks. It doesn't bother me so much. But I have bought, you know, like, CDs in before where, you know, there's just so little on them compared to the entirety of the soundtracks.
Okay, so 2 former commandos that go rogue to fight bad guys.
Oh, it could have been. I wasn't even thinking about
go up against
that. Yeah.
Russian spies or something.
So yeah, the kid's dead basically.
Than I thought I would be.
All right, so the young one, Viper, he's a trained ninja. And
Oh,
he's-
ninjas, they're banned over here. Did you know? I didn't actually know this until recently. That Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles were called Teenage Mutant Hero Turtles in the UK because the UK's always had that fucking weird scared of ninjas
I
obsession.
actually saw the last one in the theater.
As Mike would say, Britain is scared of the N-word.
You think anybody out there is still making movies?
Has to be.
Yeah, they're making snuff films.
How do you know? I mean, what if they're all just like us? Just surviving day to day.
Well,
What did I do to those houses? Nothing. I just went inside some and looted some stuff. Actually, I might be able to get into that one, I think. Yeah, I think that's one I can climb up the car, isn't it? And get in.
Wait, hold up.
Yeah, it is.
Original Ellie songs? Why haven't you played anything?
well,
Price for ammo. Go on, trading card.
ooh, I don't have this one.
Isn't it one of those superhero cards you're all into?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I didn't even know they inserted. What's that? Is it in that first game, Rich? So what they put gay content, did they, in the first game that wasn't there before? Sorry, not Rich, Rajiv. See, I'm not even as clued in on all this woke stuff. I'm not. You see, I think you're a proper woke detective now. I think we should be careful about people like you, Rajiv. I think you're going to be starting another Holocaust. Obviously, you know I'm joking, don't you? But it's again, it's like because you have the woke people that react like that, and then you have the other people that every single thing is woke, woke this, woke that. And like I said, I'm just boring because I'm in the middle of. I hate stuff that's inserted just for the sake of it, but also you know,
People really traveled a lot in the game?
I've actually have a sense of humour, whereas you get those people that are just like, oh, you questioned a single thing, you must be the next Hitler. I know the one the other day where we were talking about it, but if it was when I streamed the old game, I can't remember that now. Was that what somewhere like the bit in with the hunters in what you call it? What's that bit? It's Kansas City in the series, isn't it? It's Pittsburgh, isn't it? Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania in the actual game.
I think you're right.
What do you mean, David? I mean, Tarkov is an extraction shooter. This is just a narrative game with some survival elements in it.
Easy. Oh, shit. What the fuck?
Why did the rainbow cross the road? Sounds like a fucking joke.
Looks like infected did this.
Because it was forcefully inserted to fit an agenda by the people who didn't care about it being put into it. But they thought it would score them easy to sale market points. Virtue signalling points. There we go, there's my joke. I might actually have to refine that. Why did the rainbow cross the road, and have a thing about companies virtue signalling to try and increase profit and sales. So, although it doesn't, that's the funny thing with a lot of the woke shit. It fucking tanks their stuff. This is the thing.
Shit. I hear some inside. How the fuck did they get in there?
More importantly, how do we get in there?
Yeah, again, it's...
A bunch of different
These companies don't give a shit about any of this stuff. This is the thing, like, I think a lot of people don't get. It's like you're saying, Rajiv. They put it in there simply because they're trying to score cheap political points at the time, which they think will be favourable for their company in the short term.
It's down.
That's one.
Oh, there's apparently a really good single-player mod for Cheetah, not Cheetah's, Nick, Tarkov. Single-player Tarkov, I think it's called, and apparently it's really, really good. Like, you know, where, the people who've done the mod have put loads of, effort into it, kind of thing, you know. Where, like, it actually kind of made me tempted to buy Tarkov just to play this mod, but I really would like somebody to do the same for Marauders. Because if I could just play single-player Marauders, not worry about other people, and just play Marauders for the fun of, you know, scavenging space junk and shooting people with my space World War II guns in a fucking diesel spaceship, I would absolutely love Marauders, but again, the hackers and the sweats make the game not fun, because you can just be trying to play it casually with some mates and have, you know, like somebody just wall hack you or whatever. What's the Gore sound album? What, just extracted and like remixed of all the screaming noises from the game? Yeah, like I said, David, I really want, because I like Marauders, which is like Tarkov in space, basically, and I really like the aesthetic and everything of it. It's one of those games where the devs have basically abandoned it. I think they are going to be doing some stuff, but the devs got in like a big legal issue, from what I understand, with their publisher. So for ages, there weren't any updates to the game, simply because, you know, it was gonna basically be, was the game's IP just gonna get taken by the publisher? So like an entire year was spent on legal battles and all that sort of crap with the publisher, and I think they eventually won it. But now I'm sort of wondering, you know, assuming there's gonna be updates again. But again, like I said, I just like a single player mode for it.
You good?
Yeah,
Nice throw, by the way.
thanks.
Yeah, we practiced throwing snowballs at kids earlier. Don't you remember?
How'd that runner get in here? Yeah, that's a good question.
There was something I was tempted to make on Udio, or whatever it's called, that quite good AI song generator today if I get round to it.
With Joel.
But again, it's not something I could get away with uploading to YouTube. Because of both copyright reasons and, you know, probably getting lynched by dinglings. But I was going to do a version of the Italian fascist youth song about Trump crashing the markets. You know, where it just fit the tune. Ordonito Trompolini. You know, raise the tariffs, do 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 do. I've not thought of all the lyrics to do it yet with, but I think it would work quite well. Raise the tariffs, do 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 do.
Dina, this way. More mirrors. Let's try to be quiet. Let's see how it goes.
And again, I always feel bad about calling him Donito Trumpolini, because I think Mussolini was way smarter than Trump. Which is, you know, one of those things where it sounds weird saying that, but yeah, it's insulting to Mussolini to compare the two. Like, Mussolini used to be a journalist and all that prior to World War II and becoming dictator, you know, and clearly didn't run businesses into the ground. I think it's just sometimes wind speed and everything like that, isn't it? And if you're getting direct sunlight on you or it's slightly cloudy. Because on days when there's direct sunlight, you always feel then really hot behind a windshield or anything like that on a car. Windscreen on a car, that sort of thing. And obviously a bit of breeze means if the air otherwise feels warm, it cools you down pretty quickly. High visibility vest. Oh, it's the noise is doing the thing like I'm going to suddenly be noticed.
That all of them? Yeah.
That's reminded me that our local equivalent shop of this, not necessarily hunting and fishing, but just like general outdoor wear and like tents and, you know, fishing and some shooting jackets and that has closed down now, which is a real shame, and there's nothing equivalent of it going into its place. I think they're just turning it into flats. I don't know, does the game track how many enemies killed? That's just skins in here. I mean, I could put her in this, couldn't I? And it would completely ruin the immersion. Oh, no, I don't want to reset checkpoint. And I also don't want her in that skin for replaying the game at the moment. But no, I don't know. I'll have to Google that afterwards. It should do, because I like Helldivers 2 keeping track of enemies killed. But the annoying thing in Helldivers 2 is it doesn't track like what stratagems you've used the most or like what you've killed them with. Because I think my friends would be amazed on just how many things I've gas strike to death, because gas strike is amazing, and I'm tired of pretending it's not. Like, it's one of those stratagems I basically always take into every game of Helldivers 2 and always do well with it. And then when I use it, friends are like, why are you using gas? And it's like, because you can blow up shit with gas if you directly hit the top of it with the gas strike.
Here.
Gas also works on really strong enemies as well as like the trash mobs.
Thanks.
Look, see?
Alright. Let's figure out how to get in there.
In through the window.
Dina, under here.
With the wider FOV, you can look at their asses more as well when they crawl under here. Oh good, I can just hold this now, can't I? So that also is less annoying for you guys watching, because I'm not doing this. You don't have to listen to that.
Are you clean? Yeah.
No, she's a dirty bitch.
Please die of old age and not because you get infected. I really don't want to have to shoot you in the face.
Deal. Cool.
Alright, see you, Rajiv. Yeah, I even stopped short on the line, Rajiv, where I said I was going to say I wouldn't mind shooting a load into her face, and I didn't even say it. I'm awful when I'm playing games like this, with just how easy the dialogue is to manipulate. I'm going to have to put the read thing in because of the handwriting. Ma'am, I'm sorry to God for what I did. I wasn't going to hurt you. I didn't want anything from your store except for the drugs. Your husband came at me. What choice did I have? My little sister stopped feeling her feet. I needed the insulin. Everyone is hoarding the stuff. What choice did I have? I hope he survives. I'm sorry. I think every time I get a note now in this game, I should just read it in some random fucking voice.
See any way to that roof?
We'll have to see if we can find any like scientific things that I can pretend that were written by evil Nazis. What's the word for that when you use the same word twice? Because evil Nazis is like exactly one of those things.
This way.
But yeah, we will have to see if we can find the scientific logs, because that would be very interesting. Have to do my Doctor Strangelove.
Hey, got some alcohol.
Couple of rags. Here.
Oh, I thought she meant she was going to drink it. I was going to say, Ellie, that is probably methanol, and that is not a good idea to drink methanol. Oh, I'm injured somehow. When did that happen? Oh, probably when the thing grabbed me in that, like, fixed cutscene bit. Oxymoron, yeah.
I see spores in there. Mask's on.
Got it.
Oh yeah, let's have a good look at her mask where we're on PC and we can zoom in better than the PlayStation. Probably, potentially. So yeah, like we said, and that's essentially one of the... Oh look, she's exposing herself to the spores. Not that it matters anyway, because it's Ellie, but still. Look, she's not blanked off that valve. You can clearly see the intake valve. See, that one's got a filter on. That's actually got quite a nice mesh texture on that. The exhale valve would be in the place it should be. Overall, I'd say that mask is very well designed, except for the fact that that isn't fucking sealed off. But yeah, that does legit look like a proper 3M mask. It just, again, all the masks in this game don't have top straps for some reason. I guess it doesn't mess with the character's lovely hairs. But yeah, I will give that mask good points. Actually, I'm going to photo mode it when I say photo mode, I mean I'm going to, so what was the, is there a way of actually changing that? Oh yeah, that isn't the zoom in, zoom out. So what's the close the, hide menu is F, right, I'm just going to, well, let me just do some... Let's get some lovely detail on that mesh on that filter, because that actually is quite impressive. I don't know why, but it's like, oh, there's actually a proper intake service on the filter. That's a rarity in games, rather than just having the standard plug-in. No, sadly no night vision in this game. At least I don't think there's any bits of night vision in. We need to have a look at Dana's mask in a minute. She's got, again, a mask similar to ours, but I think hers has got the front filter, hasn't it, rather than the side filters. See, hers If we go into photo mode, oh, annoyingly it's blocked, isn't it, during these bits?
I don't want to have to shoot you in the face.
But hers, I think, is like actually properly blanked off, where Ellie's isn't. Right, now I can look at her mask. Right, it's harder because she's another character. Oh no, look, she's still... Why have they done that with fucking both their masks? There's no blanking plug on that side, Dana. You're gonna die of fucking infection. Right, is her, her one does maybe could or couldn't work. You can't really tell from that angle if there's still an air intake into the filter. Again, it should have a cap like that on the other side to prove that, thing, but again, that looks quite a lot like a load of real masks, just generic industrial panoramic masks. I know we've had this conversation when I played this on PS5, but...
Keep your eyes peeled for older infected. Yep. Is this part of the supermarket? I don't know. I think we're above it. It's the ground floor.
Oh, a safe. I need to find the key code for that. I know there's a mod already for people, so there's one where you can just unlock safes by touching them, but I don't want that. Yo, Christian, left the real shit in the safe for you. Combo is the date of my good boy. The date my good boy got employee. I don't know, so I'm doing it in Dracula's voice. Let's start again as Dracula. Yo, Christian, left the real shit in the safe for you. Combo is the date my good boy got employee of the month. Don't fucking sell those or give them away. That's your back, right? Feel better, mean. So, I want Kristen's employee of the month, and that's the date of the safe. I don't know. Again, it's probably because the developers... This is the weird thing with this game, Hype, is that some of the guns in it and that are really well modelled. And other ones look like the developers just looked at some stock image thing. Because it's the problem the first game has as well. Where some of like the milsurpy looking stuff in it looks pretty much almost 1-1 to the real stuff, and I really like that. And then other stuff looks like they just went, oh look, let's look up stock images of stuff. Because again, that's the reason why so many games seem to have plugged filters on GP5s that include GP5s. How would I know which one's Kristen? Oh, it's the dog. So the dog, July 2013. So it's going to be, what, 062013. Was it July? So that'd be 07. Hang on. Was it June or July it said? 07... Was it 2023, did it say, or 2013? So the apocalypse is meant to have been quite a while ago, wasn't it? 2013. Again, can't type the numbers in. Bad port. Oh yeah, it was July.
Oh, shit.
Was there something there I missed? Oh yeah, it's just rifle ammo, which I'm full on. And again, I guess that's meant to show you that the apocalypse happened in September, didn't it? Or like round about September, October, because the stuff after October doesn't get filled in. Well, something happened in May. And that one fell off. I think there should be a very subtle mod that replaces pictures like that with somebody like Hitler. So yeah, the one where it said about my good boy, there should be a picture of Adolf on that. So people are like, oh, he was the best boy. And for any people watching back that don't know my channel, I am obviously joking. Hitler was a cunt. But, you know, that was part of the joke. But, you know, with like we were saying about all the woke shit in the modern day, and all the cancel culture, I probably have to remind people that if I said something praising Adolf, it was a joke. Oh yeah, that was where we squeezed in through, wasn't it? Or which way are we meant to be going? We're meant to be getting downstairs, aren't we? That was the thing. Yes, we're meant to probably be going this way. Then I assume there's another door somewhere we can get at. Oh yeah, another wall I can squeeze through.
Fucking clickers. Here we go. Keep it extra quiet.
Oh, it's insta kills her, does it? And I think clickers are the coolest enemies in the game, like, because I just love because I find something really creepy about echolocating enemies. And again, I do like the thing that if they stop, they can, I think, detect you really close range. In theory, oh, I don't need all the tutorials. It was just clickable, right? Oh yeah, I kind of want that if I'm going to deal with this. That one's very fucking sensitive with its hearing. Kind of glitchy animation by doing that. How the fuck did that detect me? Oh, fuck's sake. Again, I don't even know how that one detected me. I mean, I like I said, I do know with the clickers that they can sometimes detect you in proximity. Through, like, in theory, they should be able to echolocate your shape, but still. Oh, I see. You can hold, while you're sneaking, I didn't realise this, you can hold left control while walking to walk even slower. Oh, okay. Oh, I'm just gonna, because it's related to the stream while I'm here, I'm just gonna have a look.
Those blind motherfuckers make my skin crawl. Let's make sure the rest of the building's cleared out.
Last of Us Season 2
And then get the
release
fuck
date.
out of here.
April the
Excuse my
13th. What's
language.
today? April the 10th. So the Friday's 11th, Saturday's the 12th. So it's at some point Sunday is the premiere for The Last of Us Series 2. Like the one actually based on this game.
Ellie, found the door. Help me out?
That guy's creepy. Hello! Would you like a free consultation? If it's America, I don't believe there's such a thing as a free consultation. I'm just going to close the chat and reopen it in case it's broken again, like it sometimes does. Oh, I just heard myself over the mic. But no, I haven't seen any comments. Would you like a free consultation? You will be addicted to the, what's the one? Oxycodone. We can. Not we can.
I'll make you a present. I'll take a present. Here. Thanks.
You know, the cooler way of making Molotov cocktails, and I'm hoping this isn't illegal with YouTube's terms of service, and I suppose the game shows you have to fucking craft them anyway, is the actual, like, the Finnish style ones, where they use actual storm matches on the outside. So it didn't have a bloody rag on the top. You'd have a couple of storm matches, you know, like the matches designed not to go out in strong winds, on the outside of the bottle, like taped to the bottle. So you'd have, like, a full bottle with a proper cap on it. And then you'd have the storm matches on the outside, and the idea was that you light the storm matches on the outside, throw the bottle as the bottle shatters, the storm match lights the Molotov. Like, it's much better design than sticking a fucking rag in the top of the bowl.
We got some numbers here. What do you think?
I know they're not meant to be able to see a flashlight, but I never trusted it. Isn't it? Well, Damon's going to use a fucking flashlight anyway, so why not? I suppose. That's it, Dana. You fucking shoot and I'm gonna run away. Don't want to waste my ammo. Okay, let's do one shot there, and I can... Oh yeah, I'm meant to be holding it, aren't I? Oh no. Oh, never mind. See, there's an easier way of doing this, where she gave me a Molotov, is just to strike on the Molotov and see if the others run into the fire, which quite often happens.
thingy still moving? Nope.
Well, it's a bit dodgy of her taking her mask off. I know she can't get infected, but
Yeah.
I suppose there's not visible spores in this room, is there? But still. Seems weird. You'd be like, oh, the spores are really high upstairs. But now we're in here, it's absolutely fine.
And take a fucking break. We earned it.
Agreed.
So there's still loads of spores in that room.
Do you see a way out?
Or can I not put my camera high enough to look through that window properly? See, that looks like a spory room in there. So I wouldn't be like, oh, I'm just one room away. There's definitely not any spores that are going to immediately kill me if I breathe them in. I think they'd have a bit more common sense. But again, it's always weird in the Last of Us games where they're like, oh, we need to put our mask on, and like one room later, oh, it's fine now, we can take our masks off. I know I'm nitpicking, but still. I do like this universe in games. I do find it interesting, but you know, being into gas masks and everything, it does kind of ruin some of your immersion with this stuff, where they are like, oh, there's no chance of contamination now. I'm one room away. So yeah, there's meant to be clean air coming in here, isn't there, from the broken roof? She wants me to throw the thing over. I know what I'm meant to do. I've played this game twice before. And I've watched Mike play it once. But I probably can't do that until I try the shutter.
I won't budge.
Okay, here's what we're gonna do. You're just gonna hurl me up through that hole in the roof.
Okay. Cable here. There we go. Yeah. That should hold us. Get over. Fuck yeah.
Okay, that's good.
See, this is what you use a camera for now. Yeah, and the photo mode thing, I suppose, is like that. Yes, I don't know if anybody's going to make a mini-skirt mod for this.
Careful when you get up here. It's pretty windy.
Oh no, it's windy. Right back, Rich. You missed me making more perverted comments and doing impressions of Nazis.
Over here.
Whee! That would horribly injure you. I suppose the snow would break your fall a bit. But...
Really picked up.
Oh, this is the bit, isn't it, where she just randomly loses sight of her in the snow and you can't not lose sight of her.
Following you.
I'm in the front. No, you're following me. We're in colder now. Gotta have some goddamn faith.
How far away are we? Few minutes out.
Oh, Rajiv's back as well, so I can make dirty comments and people will actually listen to them. Going to Tahiti.
It's getting worse.
No, you've not missed the golf club bit yet. You're just in time for the leisure bit. Like the proper leisure bit, Rich. Where they go in that basement with all the weed in it.
No, girl. I know. Keep going.
I think both you blokes knew exactly how to time getting away to get back for that bit.
Dina. Dina. Ellie. Oh, thank God.
Yeah, I barely even lost you there because I knew where I was going.
Where are we going?
Even though I was looking at my phone.
Get inside.
Going to the library. Yeah, I think in the universe of this, if I remember right, basically all animals don't get infected, it's just humans for some reason, or like primates and humans. So yeah, I'm assuming horses are alright, dogs are alright, all that sort of thing. like the crows and the, you know, all the animals.
All right.
Because I think of a lot of post-apocalyptic stuff, you need to always have that as a get-out clause. So most of the, you know, like most of the like food chain and whatever else still functions properly, other than the fact that quiet, please. Please use quiet voices when speaking. Be respectful!
Doesn't feel like anyone's been here in a while.
Young adult. Copy center. Don't copy that floppy. Yeah, that's the barricaded ones left around. Did I hear you right? Did I hear you saying you were going to make a copy of that game without paying?
Shit. I gotta see what's back.
Yeah, but again, this is Magic game universe hype where
What's going on here?
you know, where everything is like, oh no, it only affects this thing, only affects that thing.
This has to be.
Again, it's because a lot of this is just copied from 28 Days Later.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, we want the rage virus, but a bit different. So,
Why would he hide it
have a
from me?
primate-only infection. I wonder if somebody could make a horror thing about mad cow disease or similar, where there's a prion disease. Because prions are interesting. I don't really understand them, other than I know it's a misfolded protein, but I don't get how that works. But saying I know with prions, it's one of those things of
This place. He was a firefly?
He served with Tommy.
Yeah, 28 years later looks a lot like it's going to be like fucking this as well. In the sense that I know Alex Garland was talking with Druckmann for like an interview type thing, and they were both saying they copied each other. But yeah, 28 years later has a lot of that fucking like people with bows, doesn't it, and like weird woodlandy looking cults in it.
Slow tortured some big Fedra
Because I'm assuming if you're doing anything around folklore, you're kind of like, oh, enough into the future, people turn into druids again.
What do you mean?
He and Joel did a lot to survive after the outbreak.
Dun-dun-dun-dun. 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 Oh, look, it's a CRT. That's unknown technology to you younger kids on here. Look, there's the cathode ray. You have a thing called a cathode ray gun at the back. And that shoots the electrons into the front of the screen down that angled chamber. A technology of a more civilized age. Don't know what that's meant to be, maybe a fuse box at the top of it. That kind of looks like a DP2. Like the Soviet DP, not DP2, sorry, the DP3 looks a bit like that. If you had the front cover off and whatever, because it just, you know, it's like the ports at the bottom. Okay, so they don't actually do anything in themselves, it's just kind of they start blocking stuff up and that's why they cause an issue. Oh, it's the giraffe. You're having a giraffe. But, because again, like with radiation poisoning, that stops obviously cells replicating, so I guess it's kind of a bit like that, but not quite, if you get what I'm saying, where, yeah, something stuck in your system that's taking up room that's starting to fuck stuff up, because your body just can't remove it, I guess. Yeah, I actually have to watch that interview thing. I've not actually watched it. Is that a PS3 era? Yeah, it fucking says PS3 on the games, doesn't it? I was going to say, it's got... I was like trying to remember which generation... And it says PS3 on the console. I wasn't even looking at console, I was looking at the controllers, trying to ID the PlayStation by the controllers. Oh, is this dartboard at the right height? I think this might be one that Mike would approve of. Because I'm assuming she's going to be a bit under 6 foot being a woman, so...
My
There's a
God.
multimeter and a soldering
It's Tony and
bench
Eugene.
and a hard disk drive.
Look like babies.
Plug that HDD and see what dirty shit's on it. Is that a GPU?
Lights.
Yeah, it's a GPU of 2 old VGA connectors in the
There's
back.
gotta be a generator around here somewhere.
So that's a motherboard there, isn't it? Yeah. So we've got our PCI slots there. PCIEs. Am I being an idiot? But why aren't all the PCI like slots in a row? Why would you have the CPU there, some PCI slots there, and other PCI slots down there? Normally all PCI slots face the back of the case. Oh, sorry, that's the RAM. Oh, I'm being an idiot. That's the RAM stick holders there, isn't it? That's the RAM bit on it. And then there's the power cable connectors for the motherboard. Yeah, I was looking at those RAM stick holders thinking like they were meant to be more PCI slots that were in the wrong space then. Yeah. Oh, this is the guy that died of a stroke, or whatever it was, Eugene. So, maybe with Eugene, that's why he had his stroke, because he was having to, like, he was trying to, like, have all the problems with building a PC, like, getting fucking bits to run on it. Like, building the PC isn't hard, but if you have a faulty bit of hardware and then trying to diagnose it. So, yeah, he was probably having that issue. He had his stroke trying to fucking install Windows.
His family to join the Fireflies.
Oh, we need to do a voice again. Is this a woman? It's a woman, yeah, it's a woman. I'll try and do more of a Dolly Parton. I don't know if they talk like that. Eugene! Oh, don't. I'm not going to even say what I'm going to try and do, because it would sound wrong. I'm begging you to come home. The Fireflies want to save the world. I say let them go after the military and the politicians. Let them develop a vaccine to save mankind. Maybe one day we'll live to see the fruits of their fantasies. Until then, I have to put our daughter first. The Fireflies will be fine without you. Your daughter won't. She keeps asking me when you're coming home. I can't lie to her anymore. I miss you, but I don't know how much more of this I can take. Come home, please. We love you. Claire. Or some flashback bits, Rajiv. Alright, yeah, I don't... Is the video compression on these game streams normally alright, though, Hype? Because, like I was saying, at the moment, I don't need a fucking hint game, I was just looking around. Because, like I said, the problem with OBS is, with both OBS and YouTube, you quite often have to keep,
Hey, found the generator.
like, messing about with bits to, see if they're actually talking to each other properly. But if when I was streaming Atomfall recently and everything, it looked alright, I haven't changed the settings since then. So that might, like you said, it might just be compression where they're doing a 5-year plan on infrastructure.
Impressive workbench, Eugene.
Oh, okay, yeah, so
I
it's...
bet you could mod your gun
Yeah,
with
so
this.
it's not at my end then, okay, because that's the problem, I never know when stuff's my end or not, if that makes sense. I keep thinking, well, I know that's a Beretta ripoff, but I keep thinking that's called Nicoretta when I read the side of it, like it's some brand of, like anti-smoking, you know, like stopping smoking stuff like Nicorette gum kind of things, but no, Nicotera. Please read manual before use. It's a fucking gun, why would you want to read the manual before use? I mean, I know that's useful for disassembling it and everything, but does the manual say things like, don't point it at other people? Because if so, you're breaking the rules of what's the point of having a gun is. Oh, I can do capacity for the bolt action already. I'll just do that, because that actually comes in quite handy.
Yeah, this'll work.
I've still got 27 spare parts, because I've been looking around and finding them. What's this porn game? Rajiv, I don't even know about this. There's loads of sex games on Steam. What made this one specific? Which particular one was it? What was it about? I don't know anything about this.
Oh, hello.
And that's not me playing innocent. I actually don't. Oh no, it's a 4-bar heater. They're using like 4 kilowatts an hour with that thing.
See a way down?
Not here.
Oh, see, you've left me hanging now. You've kept an idiot in suspense because you've said something interesting, and so I can't fill you in on the details. I'll have to search on LBC's website and see if I can find out what this was about then, because I'm interested. I'm assuming it was something specific enough that it caused an outrage, because, like I said, there's loads of like erotic games and porn games and whatever. So I don't know why what it would have to be specific. That generator we just turned on. So apparently it's still got fuel in it and it still works, but yeah, we just turned the generator on, and that's how they then went like, oh, there's, you know, light coming up from under the floorboards. The only porn game I've actually got on this PC, and it's not actually installed at the moment, I don't even know if my save's still on it. That's the thing, because I formatted my hard drive. I hope that Steam Cloud Saves is Aurelia. And again, I can't stream that on Steam. On YouTube. They'd ban my YouTube if I streamed Aurelia. But that's like a fantasy one. But otherwise, they're kind of only games that are only good for when you want to wank. Otherwise, you'd never play them, so they're not very good value for money.
Come on.
I thought you could. There was something that you just said then that made me think of why it would actually be banned. Because I thought you were going to say MILF Organ Simulator. And because I was saying, oh, now I understand why it's banned, because it's like one where you cut people up while fucking them.
Lonely, man.
MILF Organ Simulator.
I wanna share. I'm 80% certain.
80. Wow.
Oh, did I miss the comments about the sex dungeon then? Oh, it's a microfiche machine. Yeah, but it's the weed dungeon, not a sex dungeon. I'm gonna, why they're doing this cutscene bit, I'm gonna actually Google
Dead weed. This explains a lot.
LBC News, and I'll see, Roger, if I can educate the stream on what you were on about.
Maria would lose her shit if she saw
Some nice ambient music.
How'd he get this together?
Must have taken him forever.
I wish he'd told me about
Right, nothing on the front page. I'll have to see if they got a search function on their news bit. See all. Can I search their news website, or am I gonna have to Google? I have to do a Google, aren't I? I'll just put LBC News Steam and then see if that's enough to get Steam game. Okay. Oh, here we go. Video game encouraging rape and incest removed from major gaming platform in the UK after LBC investigation. The computer game, No Mercy, centres around a male protagonist who is encouraged to become every woman's worst nightmare and never take no for an answer. Also looks shit looking at the picture. It's like those basic DAS 3D kind of models. A video game which touts itself as an incest and non-consensual sex simulator has been banned in the UK following an LBC investigation. See, I'm going to have to pirate it now. Not that I think it's going to be any good, but I'm just kind of interested in it now. See, this is the problem with these fucking journos. I'm kind of just interested about how bad the game is and whether it's ironic or not. Yeah, I'm sure there's much, much worse things out there. Yeah, although, have you seen that really good German forklift thing, which is, what you call it, it's a parody video, unfortunately, because otherwise Germans would have a sense of humour. But I suppose it still surprised me with this, because Germans apparently do have a sense of humour with some things, but forklift driver Hans or Klaus or whatever it is. You'll know exactly what I'm on about if you've seen it. It's like a fake safety video which gets gorier and gorier about a forklift operator accidentally impaling people and like running them over with his forklift.
You having a hard time?
No, I got it.
Right, this is what you lads came on to see, wasn't it?
Fuck. Give me that.
Oh, yeah, like you're gonna get it.
Okay. It's...
Yeah.
Use a towel, you silly woman.
Oh, fuck it.
What the fuck is wrong with you?
I got it open, didn't I?
Right, cheers, Davey. You've come on just for the leather bit. See, I'm now encouraging drug use through my YouTube videos. I'm going to eat some North Korean snacks while I watch this.
I mean,
I'll dive on my coffee, yeah.
you struck for a while, right?
See, this is where I think a model change mod would actually be quite funny. And you guys know exactly why I'm saying that.
Can I ask you a question?
I don't know, can you?
Scale of 1 to 10. 1 being, like, absolute trash. And 10 being life-altering. How would you rate our kiss from last night?
Why are we still talking about this? You said it was a mistake.
Did I say that?
What are you doing?
I asked you to rate our kiss.
Not as exotic and radioactive as my North Korean juche snacks. Juche, however it's pronounced.
I don't know.
I'll give it a 6.
Yeah,
A 6?
I've got my North Korean snacks out for it, Hype.
Okay.
Courtesy of
There
you.
are a lot of people around.
Yeah, but 6.
Oh, what? I mean, now I really want to know how you'd rate it.
I don't think you do.
You're inferior.
Yeah, peak clown world, isn't it? While the US president fucks the global markets because he's a schizo retard.
Don't want to stopping you.
This better be better than a 6.
I don't even know about his nasty goblin script, Rich. Wow. Interrupting that scene, are we? Rajiv, there's some dirty artists who have used the 3D models from this game to make incredibly explicit videos, and they don't look off at all. Yeah, it's actually mocaps. This is what people are complaining about in the gaming industry, like the film industry. No, shoot it again. Shoot it again. I wasn't filming properly. The lighting wasn't right.
Oh my god.
I'm just gonna run from him. No point fucking wasting not shooting them at this bit because it's this is a bit where they always get alerted if I remember right. Yeah, because it's a cinematic chase bit. Again, the soundtrack, like Roger was saying, is great in this. Again, the lighting is really nice. Out my way. I don't want to waste ammo on you, even I'm sure the ammo doesn't carry over. Because that's pointless, because this is a scripted chase sequence where they just keep coming. That's the only problem when you play games like this more than once. You know exactly when there's a bit where, how you should be reacting to a bit. So there's no tension in this for me, because it's like, oh, this isn't not really relying on my input. Right, I'll read the comments again in a minute when I won't die on the timer, because I didn't... Ooh, groping. Oh, hold F for a second. He was just about to make out with her before Joel shot him. He's got a bit of that Terminator-y style. Now. Oh, I actually think I have to shoot some, don't I, when they're in the cable car station.
You okay?
Yeah.
Where the hell they all come from? It don't matter. What does is where we going. I reckon we go out the back. We can make a break for the lodge. Yeah, I ain't got a better idea. We gotta warn everyone. Come back with a cleanup crew.
That's not a golf club.
Live through this first. God damn it! These fishes are everywhere!
If you was on about hiking in the mountains on this game, then yes. Unless you're on or you want about Atomfall. But there's mountains in this game as well. But, no, you were on earlier on in the stream, weren't you, Verb? Yeah, this is primarily... You missed the lesbians in between, Verb, and I'm not joking about that. Bonk. Bonk. This is primarily like a zombie, sort of quite nasty game. The nice bits in these games are quite few and far between.
The door ain't gonna hold them for long. We need to hurry. Up there, the window! That's our way out! You see a way up there? Here, use this! Hey, girl! Push it up onto the cart!
Did he just assume my pronouns? Fucking Tommy. Why do Americans call them gondolas? They're called cable cars. And I mean, honestly, a gondola is the fucking, like, Venetian little boat thing, isn't it? So why do Americans call these gondolas? I'd love to know. Click.
Get this thing off of me! Hang up! Stay behind there. You need me to take over? I got it! Get those infected away! Just need another minute!
Again, I will read the comments properly in a second. I'm actually in a bit where I actually have to play the game. Punch, punch.
Almost there! Hey! Through the window! Let's go! Hurry! Yeah, I got you. They're close to us!
Where are we going?
It's this way! Come on!
Everywhere.
Don't slow down! Head for those doors! Through here! Let's go! Hey, I'm Tommy. That's Joel. What's your name?
Abby.
Abby.
Oh yeah, you've got a dog that's like addicted to blood now, like when they eat people.
We gotta go back. We can't outrun them all the way to Jackson. We need to barricade that
Don't
door.
think Noodle's very good for dogs. She should eat her food like a good girl.
Horses ain't making it all that way. It's a Baldwin place.
Baldwin? Is that fucking Alec Baldwin, the notorious gunman?
Right with me. Come on.
See, that's foreshadowing. That's why they called it the Baldwin place, the time machine. Because they knew Baldwin is associated with brutal murder. Oh, that's the same ski lodge, isn't it? I think that's the one that you do in the prologue a bit, actually. But unlike the Baldwin thing, it doesn't result in somebody getting shot. It results in them getting golf clubbed.
This one.
Oh, there you go for the guys missing this. So I open my North Korean snacks again. Armpit hair. Sure, that's another reason to cancel this game.
And it got right out from underneath me. Wait, how did you start? I fell on my knife. Okay. Chemical burn. I did it myself. Why?
Snack snob stream. Yeah, they're delicious North Korean snacks, I lied. They're not bad, they're just... There's like no sugar to them. Also, the other annoying thing with these snacks, I'm assuming it's like their weird, kind of candy coating they use. But they kind of get stuck in your throat a little bit.
I did tell you a real fucking story. Oh, you want a bite, Mark? Did you hear that?
Jesse?
Oh, hang on.
Just
Nearly didn't print screen that. I'll have to replay that bit at some point and take some print screen.
turn around. What are you doing?
You're supposed to be on patrol.
There's a blizzard outside.
Is that weed?
Why are you here?
People are counting on you.
Crunch even louder, yeah.
What we do matters.
Well, then why aren't you at the
There you go,
lookout?
Roger.
Tommy and Joel didn't show up.
What do you mean?
We waited for them for an hour. I was looking for their horses when I saw lights.
Maybe they just went back to town. Without being replaced. No way. How much of their region have you covered?
Not much.
Then we split up. Go at it from different sides. And we can cover the whole thing in a few hours.
I don't like you riding solo. We don't know what's out there.
Exactly. What if they need help?
Okay, I'll head west. Dina can take south, and you come from the east. But be smart about it, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a clever thing they've come up with, Rich, that if you eat enough of the snacks like a degenerate Westerner at once, the film from the snacks makes an airtight membrane in your throat and chokes you. But obviously, if you're a North Korean who would very rarely get the snacks, you'd savour them so much that because you'd save the snacks for special occasions, you'd never be able to eat enough at once to actually choke yourself. They actually only need radios, not mobile phones. This is the thing. And radios certainly aren't past the tech they should have in this universe. Like, even without radio towers, you should be able to get quite a few miles of coverage with different people with shortwave radio. Well, not even necessarily shortwave, but whatever the frequencies are that, like, military bands talk on and just commercial civilian band. Oh, that's actually pretty cool. They certainly have made progress then. So is this as Russia descends more and more into a feudal helldom under Tsar Monkey? North Korea, through their supplying of Russia, is actually elevating themselves out of poverty. So quite soon, Russia will have to be buying all of its resources from North Korea.
You are nothing but lucky.
You have no idea.
Yeah, they're just a closed-off dictatorship.
Fuck have you been? There are solar panels on the roof.
Who are these people?
How long y'all been here?
Since yesterday?
Yesterday.
Yep.
What are y'all doing out this way?
Just passing through. You two live nearby?
We do. A few hours down the hill. Y'all should come back with us, restock before you head out.
Appreciate it. I'm Mel, by the way.
Tommy, this is my brother.
Joe.
Dun 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 dun. Joel, did you just say the N word? He said the gamer word.
Because they have.
See, there should be a mod there that rather than him saying Joel, he says something else, and that's why they all turn on him.
Nora, all clear?
He's out. Put him against the wall.
Tommy! Get off me! Get off me!
So they basically just have their own isolated internet, intranet, whatever you want to call it.
Miller.
You should say no. You should say, my name is Joel Pablo Escobar, or something. The day I shot your father, it was Tuesday. Yeah. The day I killed your dad for you is the most important day in the world, but for me, it was Tuesday.
Tourniquet his leg. Do it.
Why would you tourniquet a man's leg before crushing his head with a golf club? A man chooses, a slave obeys.
God! Damn it!
Clear out. You stupid old man. You don't get to rush this.
Obey! Again, I can never not see that thing without immediately thinking of BioShock.
Joel!
And again, custom skins during that bit would actually be quite funny. I definitely have to see if eventually there are funny skin mods for this bit. Like, can I get one where Joel's in a gimp suit and she's in like some dominatrix outfit? That'd be pretty funny.
Okay, Shimmer. Please be okay.
Joel! Tommy!
You're okay. You're okay. There it is.
Joel? Tommy?
Oh, I can still pick up ammo here, even though it's a bit pointless.
Joel.
Is there anything interesting to see around here? I mean, I know what's coming up.
Fuck.
It says WLF, Ellie, remember it. Oh, the weather outside is frightful, but the golfing is so delightful. Coof, coof. He's got a coof. Boom, boom. I like how the soundtrack's getting more intense. Not that it does anything. Could have just shot her through the doorway before going in and reaching the corner.
Pin her down! Get off me! Get her hand! Get the fuck off me!
You got her! Look, you got her! Okay?
Oh, there's something floating there that shouldn't be there. What was it?
Fucking die!
What's going on?
Let him go.
Yeah, something. Why is there something floating on the screen?
Why aren't you posted up outside?
What sorcery is Abby doing?
What the hell did you expect? We gotta get out of here before the whole town's on top of us.
That's kind of quite interesting. So yeah, no privately accessible photography to immediately, yeah, like you're saying, having like little things on their phone.
Joel, get up. Joel, fucking get up. Please stop. Please don't shoot. Joel, please get up. No! No! Fucking kill you. Ellie.
Oh, I see what you mean. Yeah, so if they actually had a film camera, they'd assumed it would have an SD card in it rather than actual physical film.
Hey.
Could I sit down, please?
Yeah.
I'll keep streaming until the point they start going to Seattle, and then that will be a good place to stop the stream.
She can't stop us.
To have the guys that we would need to do this smart, we'd be leaving Jackson vulnerable.
The fur quality is actually really good on that coat, in terms of like the fur follicles, or whatever the right word is.
Nobody wants that.
Yeah, but that's what's happening.
I am very impressed by that collar.
What if we get hit by hunters again?
Is this you talking or is this her?
It's a valid point.
If it were you or me, Joel would be halfway to Seattle already.
No, he wouldn't.
He absolutely fucking would be.
Well, we don't even know for certain that they're from Seattle.
Washington Liberation Front. That's what you said was on those patches.
What if they stole those jackets?
That's...
What the WLF move?
What are you doing? You know what? I'm leaving tomorrow. And if you want to come with me, great.
You have no idea what you're walking into. You don't know how large that group is, how armed.
I don't care. You can't talk me out of this.
Give me a day to talk to Maria. Okay? There's gotta be some folks you can spare.
And if she won't budge?
Well, I'll figure something out.
So technically, I suppose Ellie guilts Tommy into doing this at the beginning, and then Tommy guilts Ellie into going after Abby at the end. It's like poetry; they rhyme. Yeah, the none of us. Annoyingly, hype, there was meant to actually be a third game to end the series. But I think Druckmann said now that might not necessarily happen. So, again, this game kind of ends at a good enough thing, you don't need a third one. But if it was originally, or like, you know, partway through intended to be a trilogy, I kind of would want to see the last one. What's an unbelievable scenario? Sorry, Rajiv? They're going on a 3-day special operation. And I think it is actually 3 days, isn't it? The bit in Seattle. So they're going on a 3-day operation to liberate the WLF, or Seattle from the WLF, whatever it is. Oh yeah, that's unbelievable, but again, there have been people in history that have murdered a lot of people, so, you know, I suppose they're operating in scenarios where they're kind of more facilitated to do it. Abby, did I ever tell you about my... Not Abby. Ellie, did I ever tell you about my friend Abby? She smashed my head in with a golf club, and she was a good friend. She's gonna de-straightify Abby. Hype. She's gonna make her. She's gonna turn her to the other team, I think.
I couldn't get to the horses. Looks like Tommy took one. Now Maria's got the stables locked down.
Fucking Tommy.
Fucking Windows 98.
On the way. Car or a horse or something.
Okay.
The thing is, though, their 3-day operation is actually a 3-day operation. It's not 3+ year operation.
You can still change your mind, you know.
I know.
Just don't want you to feel like you have to.
Ellie. You go. I go. End of story.
Yeah, it's because it's that quote from South Park, the movie. But yeah, Windows 98 was actually a good operating system. Same with Windows XP, same with Windows Vista after they unfucked it, same with Windows 7, and no, Windows 10 is awful and Windows 11 is awful. Because they're, like, the thing is, like, with the Windows 10 thing, the HDR thing's still broken. People said it works fine in Windows 11. And then, apparently, this PC, because, like, that thing you were saying about the other day, Rajiv, I did that health check thing again that Microsoft say about for upgrading to Windows 11. It keeps going, oh no, you don't have the right security certificates. Even on a fresh install, so again, I'll just have to buy a PC of Windows 11 on it. Or, you know, whatever slightly not as legal alternative. But yeah, like I said, it's a shame because, like I said, I've got a HDR monitor, and this game would look better in HDR, but Windows is currently broken since the Windows update, and I can't turn HDR on. Because, Windows is so bugged. If I press the HDR key, it turns it on for like a second, then turns it off.
What do you need? I can go get it.
Yeah, if it's broke, don't fix it.
I want to do it. Okay.
Well, that's their style.
I'm okay. Come on.
Do updates to break things on your PC, and then undo up. You know, can I loot stuff from the house?
Thanks.
Got a TV. I haven't actually looked at a picture in here before. To Joel from Ellie. Oh no, that is emotional blackmail. That is. I did not want to go and murder everybody, but I do now.
Dino-Nicus.
Not dynamite. Speaking of Windows, I really like the aesthetic of Frobisher or whatever it's called. The aesthetic of like early Windows Vista kind of thing. The sort of very rounded things of the interface. People don't know what I'm on about. I'll sort of try and remind them of Frobisher later. But if you I still, like I said, I still miss Frobisher. It's like one of those things that, you know, it's like, it's not a point in my life where I should be nostalgic for it, but I'm nostalgic for it. I just think it was a really nice visual style. And I hate the more modern ones where it's, I don't know, everything's just dull and boring. Frobisher was just nice. It's just appealing to the eyes. Oh, I see they're in Joel's house. I thought they were in the other woman's house. That's why I was getting confused with the thing. Like, why did she randomly have the Ellie picture for Joel, but they're in Joel's house? I see. Does the scale work? Oh, they've conveniently placed it under the shelf, so I can't stand on it and see if it moves. Why does he have... I suppose they don't have a proper water heater in the house. So they've got a plugged-in, like, hot plate for doing water. That's kind of clever, actually. That's a big fan. For you. I'm a huge metal fan. So am I. No, there's nothing sexual about it, Rajiv. I just think it looked really nice. And it was, you know, one of those things that would kind of be more likely to put a smile on your face than not. I'll Google it so I can put in the chat exactly what you can copy and paste, so you know what I'm on about. It's not Frobisher, it's something like that. Is it Frutiger? Yeah, it's Frutiger, isn't it? Frutiger... or Frutiger Aero. Right, now I'm going to see if I can get this to select all. Copy. Right, this is what you people need to search into Google. Frutiger Aero, that's the one, yep. Like I said, that's what you need to search into Google Images to know what I'm on about, the aesthetic all the buttons had and everything. Because we're now on a thing called flat design, which is boring. I actually bought a Frutiger mouse recently. It's not a practical mouse. Like, it works, but obviously it's not one that you'd want to use for games. It's not good enough DPI response rate. But I will do a video on it, just because I think it's fucking cool. It's got little floating fish in the back of it. But it's again, it's just like I said, it's one of those visual styles. Oh, is there a way I can angle it to see a mirror within a mirror? Or is there no way of constantly being in both the I was wondering if there's a way I can angle the camera well enough. So if I stand between the two mirrors, see, this is what I'm kind of interested in. So I can see her in that mirror. Yo, yeah, she appears in both mirrors. So yeah, cool. Like I said, so it's not like it has to render one mirror at once. So they have working electricity, but not hot water. But I suppose if they were gas boilers and whatever in the house, then yeah, they wouldn't have they wouldn't actually have a gas supply, would they? That's the thing. Can't actually pick that one up, but she's looking at a horse. Yeah, like I said, I just visually really like Fruta Guerrero. Yeah, take the revolver, that's useful. Can shoot some people in the face with a revolver.
Ellie, can you come down here? Everything okay? Yeah, just come on down.
Come on down! It's a quiz show. We're gonna see what's her name. The wife. I can't remember her name, I've already forgotten.
Maria, I'm headed to Seattle.
Oh, Maria.
I wish I were ready for it.
Maria.
I have to bring these people to justice. Ellie's gonna try to come after me, but stop her. Take her guns, lock up the horses, maybe lock her up. Buy me some time so I can end this. Love you always, Tommy. He's gonna get himself killed.
He should have taken me with him. You should have given us a group to go after those fuckers.
I wish I could.
You gonna try to lock me up?
I'd prefer that you stay.
That's not gonna fucking
I
happen.
prefer that you stay, but I know you better. You going with her?
Yeah.
So you're
Yes,
just gonna sneak
headmistress.
outta here.
Yeah.
On foot?
Yeah.
I told the stable to let you out with your horse. Grab some ammo, too.
Thank you, Maria.
Just, do me a favor and bring my dumbass husband home in one piece, please.
Of course.
All right. Get going, you're losing light.
I do like that the dialogue in this, obviously, although it's scripted because it's a game and everything, the dialogue does actually feel quite natural, which I've probably said before. It's, like saying, that means it's actually well-written dialogue. Oh, there's a picture of people around a dinner table in the background I didn't notice before. It's not the Last Supper, so it's not as foreshadowing. It's better optimized than Part 1 when it came out, but it's still not brilliantly optimized, as in, it definitely runs better than Part 1 did for me when it first came out, and I think they're running on the exact same engine, but, if that makes sense. So, again, I think they're already patching things that are fixing performance issues, but like I said, I've only seen one area in the game so far where my performance started tanking, which is one of the no return maps. The bit in the park with like the multi-story car park
How old were you?
with the
15. How old were you when you first killed someone? We talking infected? No. Fully conscious, non-fungal person. 10? Wow.
Right, I'll
What happened? Guy was
I'll
coming at my
stop
house.
the game when I get to Seattle. I'm not necessarily going to stream all of this again because I quite want to carry on just playing it now. Although I've got some shit to do, so you know what I mean, playing some more this afternoon. But what I'm planning on doing is just streaming bits of this and no return. Because again, I have streamed basically nearly all of this before. If you look up on my channel like a year or two ago when the PS5 version, I think it was, first came out. Like the remaster on PS5.
Maybe these WLFs are connected to them. No. It didn't seem like the same group. Maybe those black market smugglers back in Boston? Do you not? Joel crossed a lot of people. I don't see the point in guessing. Okay. At least until we find out more information.
Yeah, cheers, Rajiv. Like I said, I really do like this game. Like I said, I actually think I prefer this to Part 1, which I know is sacrilege for most people. But, yeah, like I said, because I never played Part 1 when it initially came out, I think Part 2 might have even been out before I played Part 1, I can't remember. I definitely played it before the TV series, but it was one of those games where I just bought it when it was really cheap on PS3, after, you know, the PS4 had come out and everything else. I could just buy it as like a budget bargain bin PS3 game. But yeah, it's like I said, because I didn't have the same like attachment to it as a lot of people did, because you know I didn't play them that far apart. Didn't pay really full price for either of them, as far as I'm aware. I mean, obviously paid full price for this, but saying that, this was like £30 something when it came out on Steam the other day. So they already aren't really charging, you know, like 50+ quid for it like most companies do. Probably because they know that the game's got on a bit now. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, like, 1 is a very good, concise story game, but the thing I find of 1 is the story is a lot more cliched in terms of, like, oh, it's like the road and all the other kind of things. Alright, cool, yeah, so yeah, you hadn't got, like, one attached, like, more attached one than the other, but yeah.
Here we go.
Because again, I think, like I was saying to somebody the other day, I think a lot of people's negative opinions of this came about because of, like, the plot getting leaked a couple of days before the thing, like the Joel bit we saw earlier in the stream. Because that happened, and there was, like, lots of complaining about woke stuff and whatever else. I think there's, like, a broken road, isn't there, so you can't go too far this way. I think because of all that sort of stuff, lots of people, you know, were put off of it before even playing it, kind of thing. Where, because again, I've got a mate who's never played it, but still has really strong opinions about the story. And I'm like, have you even watched somebody play the entire game through? And he's like, no. So it's like, so why are you making up opinions on the story when you haven't played the game properly? You know, you're essentially just parroting what other people have said about playing it for yourself, or even watching, you know, a full, like, long play of the game kind of thing, whatever you want to say. Yeah, like I said, that's the thing I think I like more of this, is, like, I like the way the story gets inverted partway through as well with Abby, even though, again, that was one of my things my friend was playing. I was like, but nobody wants to play as Abby. I was like, but that's part of the fun of the story, is seeing everything from the other perspective. Again, it's like, if you've not played the game, why bother commenting on it, kind of thing.
Stay with Shimmer. Yeah.
And again, like, it's like, he's a mate, and I like him, and, you know, and I agree with a lot of his opinions. But it's just, with this, like, it's kind of one of those things I don't get, that if you haven't played the game or even watched a proper thing, don't just parrot what other people have said about it. Normally, like, that's my opinion with films as well. There's lots of films that I've watched, I think, are crap or mediocre or good, you know, where some people love them, some people hate them, all that sort of thing. Whereas I like to do the thing of, I'll watch it for myself, and then I'll give you my opinion on what it is. Because otherwise I get into that thing as well, where I might not enjoy a film because it's so overrated from so many people praising it, kind of thing.
Well, that's something.
Because again, some of my favourite films are probably films people haven't even heard of. It's just they're ones that I like because I watched them and just thoroughly, and like, you know, enjoyed watching them. You going down there? No. Oh no, we are going down there.
Sure seems quiet.
Yeah. Think about how well we hide our lookouts.
I know. That's what scares me.
Because again, I think like with films, it's a bit like food, that people's opinions aren't really wrong. You know, if they've tried something and they like it or don't like it,
Set the QZ.
that's their own personal thing, you know.
Watch the high spots.
Like, you know, if somebody's favourite film was some really, really dumb action film, I would have no problem with that. Because again, like, I fucking love Arnie films, especially Commando. Even though Commando doesn't really reinvent the wheel with anything. It's just Arnie murdering people and doing one-liners. Yeah, again, those sort of films to me are like junk food. I just really, really enjoy them.
Not sure how we get up there though.
Yeah, like I said, that's one of the things that has really improved the graphics, as much as we complain about lots of optimization and that with games now, is just how good you can do grass and everything, and, you know, like flapping fabrics like that on more modern game engines, where older ones, you'd have just these kind of sprites or whatever. Or you'd only have, you know, grass that renders like 10 yards in front of your face and then disappears at a distance kind of thing. So again, like, yeah, although the sort of laziness of lots of games and them not being optimized does really suck, again, graphics and everything are getting way, way better than they used to be. I didn't even actually read what it said there. I was talking. Oh, it's the red telephone. Hello? Hello, Dimitri. It does kind of annoy me in the game that they called them Fedra rather than FEMA, because they kind of pussied out and gave them a fake name. Well, they are basically just meant to be FEMA. So yeah, stage of infection. Zoom is Z. Cordyceps has taken over the victim's motor functions, fast and agile. Stage 1 infected usually travel in packs. Do not let them swarm you. Infected stage 2. That's the stalker, the one that you don't see much in both the games. That's the thing I do like in the no return mode. You actually encounter stalkers a lot more than you'd otherwise encounter them. Because I think in the first game, you only ever encounter stalkers, don't you, once in the tunnels after like those sort of storm drain kind of sewer places in chapter, like the chapter where you're with the two black blokes, like the boy and the black bloke, can't remember their names, after Pittsburgh. You get them once there, don't you? And isn't there one bit later on in the game you get stalkers and that's it? Or do you see stalkers before then in the hotel? But I remember you don't see stalkers much at all in the first one. They're like one of those enemies that seems weird. They programmed an AI for them, and then you see them maybe for 10 minutes of total gameplay in the entire game. Yeah, it's but I know stalkers turn up a bit more in this one in the single player. But like I said, the thing I do like in No Return is you actually get to see their AI a lot more. Take stage 3. Completely blind, acute hearing. Oh, so we're going to read the thing. Use environment to hide and ambush victims. Will frequently flank and attack from behind. Approach with caution and check your surroundings. Completely blind, acute hearing. Uses echolocation to seek out prey. Keep your distance. Stage 3 infected are known for their ferocious attacks and are extremely lethal. Infected stage 4. Rare but dangerous evolution of stage 3 infected. Incredibly strong and capable of throwing acidic projectiles. Do not engage unless absolutely necessary. Again, I do kind of like how that's a soft gameplay tutorial thing of just in lore having like a warning manual that does tell you how the AI works. Because yeah, when I first replayed Last of Us 1, I completely forgot stalkers are even a thing in it because of how little they turn up. You know, because you get clickers fairly often. You probably get bloaters more than whatever they're called, the like stage 4 ones, and you do the other ones. Anyway, I'll finish the stream now. Or should we get over the wall and then finish the stream? Oh, it's Trump's Mexican cages, or whatever they call them.
Dina, help me up here.
Okay.
Rajiv, yeah, Last of Us 2 is the one with the Rat King. Yeah, it's in the basement of Seattle Hospital. Because we've already fought the Rat King a couple of times as the fucking, no return boss that's a pain in the ass.
Sounds good.
Oh no, I'm glad I'm not afraid of heights. But in reality, that's where I'd be like, nope, I'm getting a plank before I do that sort of thing. I know there's people that, like, fucking get off on doing this sort of shit, but I wouldn't. I'm not scared of heights, but heights are definitely one of those things where when I get near a ledge, my body goes into that sort of mode of, nope, you'd die if you fell off of there, so I'm going to naturally back you off, like it's kind of like a function in the game kind of thing.
I'm good. Just almost died.
They build a wall, they build a big wall around the city. I've seen a few videos of those people dying as well, that obviously become more famous probably than all their previous parkour stuff. But, you know, where they try and do something and then they slip and die, and it's, you know, forever immortalised on film. There was one where this guy hung off a building to, like, you know, show off for the camera, and then obviously must have lost enough arm strength doing it, so you just keep seeing him, like, feebly grope, more and more, getting more and more desperate, trying to climb back up the ledge before he just slips and goes, whee, you know, down a few hundred stories off a skyscraper. Splat. So yeah, the moral of the story is don't fucking play around high edges, just like you wouldn't play in traffic. Yeah, there was a video, luckily it turned out alright, but it was from China, and I thought it was going to be a fucking, like, gore video sort of thing until I watched it. And, like, my anus was literally fucking clenched the entire time. Where these kids are literally playing on the top of a skyscraper, like, daring each other... Like, when I say kids, I mean, like, 7-year-olds. Daring each other, to, you know, like, jump over, what you call it? Like, ledges on a building at really high heights. You know, where there's, like, the tessellations on the things. So they're jumping... a bit like she did, you know, between bits like that, but closer distances. But if they foul, they die. And, like, they're doing it over and over, and they don't die. But, like I said, my anus was fucking clenched the entire time. And then, thank fuck, some staff come out and grab them and pull them inside out of one of the windows. Like, you know, give them a fucking bollocking, like, what the hell are you doing? I bet you if they were allowed to play up there for longer, they would have died. Like, where, you know, one of them would have eventually just slipped. Because, yeah, let's jump from the top floor of a skyscraper from, like, multiple little, I can just break a window, can't I? I'm overthinking this. So, yeah, but like I said, I literally had my anus clenched in, like, the proper definition of the word. I was thinking, oh, God, I don't want to see these kids die. And thankfully, they didn't, but... You know, it was like one of those things where physically through the screen it affected me in a way that, you know, actually made me feel like I was, you know, witnessing something horrific about to happen in real life kind of thing. I'm pretty sure it was China, yeah. It was just like in, like obviously a very high floor in a hotel or some sort of like business thing, you know, where some kids must have gone in there, like taken the elevator or whatever, the lift to like probably the top floor, got out the roof access kind of thing. So like, higher than the top of a London tower block, kind of residential tower block kind of thing, if you think of like a UK flat tower block kind of thing. Higher than that, but like not a full-on skyscraper building, if that makes sense. So probably like some 50-floor hotel or something they were doing it on, or like big office building. These are going to be safe codes, aren't they?
Saravana base. That's something. That's a generator.
Yes, that's a generator. Again, it always seems weird to me that you wouldn't... I know, because gameplay-wise I can't do it. It seems weird to me you wouldn't fucking plug the cable in before starting the generator. I don't know why, I'm just kind of paranoid about... what do you call it? Like, you know, just touching the prongs on the end of this and getting electrocuted. Seeing as this is the end of the prongs. Yeah, like exactly that, where she does that. Just because if there was a little cut in the wire, you could just fry yourself there, because that's probably actually, I don't... Oh, it's only a normal person electricity thing. I know it's higher amps. Like, we're just going to do this because of funniness. But look. So, 12, because we can see with higher temperatures, 30 amps to 40 volts. Wow, to 40 volts. That's high, isn't it? It's because, yeah, normally generators type things are twice the conventional household power type thing. So, yeah. It's just because I'm so used to, with the UK, you know, having the, what do you call it? You know, these being a 480 volt thing. So we've got a load of these at work for the higher, like, you know, electricity type, where am I meant to be taking this again? Because that's the way I don't want to be going. Oh, it's there, isn't it? Yeah.
Needs juice.
So yeah, the household ones that they plug into look at the 20 amps, 120 volts. But yeah. But like I said, it's but yeah, at work where we've got these cables, they'd be 480 volts, I guess, and then 60 amp or whatever it is, you know, where they're much higher. They're like always double your commercial thing. So again, that's what I always find weird about like North American electronics, is when you see everything being 120 volt and like, you know, quite low ampage. Like the amps are actually all right, aren't they? 20 amps, but that was what the sheet was for, wasn't it? The passcode. I might as well just start doing all of these. There's no point not spending points on them. I'm just going to click these now so they're not highlighted as things that I meant to look at, you know, the yellow... So, is it the journal it want to be? I know I'm not going to look at the journal, but yeah, the checkpoint gate codes anyway. So, do we know what gate this was, or is it main gate? 0512, let's try that to start with. It probably says next to the gate which one it is. 512, oh, it does say main gate, yeah. 512.
Yes.
Good thing she didn't wait a bit longer before going through. I didn't even get crushed there. I mean, just like, oh, I've been locked out after all that. I assume that's a gate that seals automatically then, and then the power's just meant to have failed, as opposed to, like... But that's a bit of a worrying thing of a gate like that, if you're working around that all day and you have to worry that, oh, somebody hit a power switch by accident, somebody tripped over the lead, and now I've been fucking crushed to death. This should belong in, like, the James Bond health and safety universe of, like, oh, do not slip into the piranha tank, Mr. Bond.
Get them to talk. Go from there.
Right, this is where I want to quit the game, because we're actually into almost the game proper, I'd say now, where there's stuff I can go around, you know, and look at and all that sort of stuff. So, it should say less than 1 minute ago. There we go, exactly, good. Right, thanks for watching. So yeah, like I said, this is a good game. I would recommend it. Like I said, on PC, the optimization could be a bit better, but it's still better than a lot of games I've played recently anyway that have been new releases in terms of optimization. So, yeah, Tomorrow is Friday. I'll probably do a stream Friday. Probably stream a bit more of this just at a different point in the game, because like I said, I have streamed the entire story before. Minus the cutscene where Abby gets shagged, just because of the fact that YouTube would probably have a fit if they had an actual nudity, you know, like, cutscene in it. Unlike that previous one. So, anyway, I will, yeah, be hopefully on at some point tomorrow, probably a similar time of day, because 12, like, midday works quite well for streaming on here, in terms of, you know, I've gotten up, had some coffee, seen what time any posts coming, that sort of thing. Right, yeah, you enjoy the rest of your day too, and everybody else, Rajiv, and see you all, yeah, hopefully tomorrow.